It's a bull. Good morning. Hey, what's up? This is Brian Kuzmar with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Checking out this absolutely awesome live picture from the port of Miami. I believe it's on the south side of the jetty or something like that. Not exactly sure where, but wow, I can't believe the amount of different fish down there. There's still living things in Miami, believe it or not. So, great cam down there. Once in a while, I like to look at this one, as you know. And this is Coral City Camera, Miami's underwater live stream, and it's an underwater cam streaming live from an urban reef environment in Miami, Florida. Go figure. Urban reef is located along the shoreline at the east end of Port Miami in about 3 meters of water, 9 feet of water. That is just so cool. And you know what's cool about that is one of the beautiful things about Florida is you can take a mask and a snorkel, and you can just snorkel out and see this kind of stuff if you're a good swimmer. God, I love Florida. I really do. Love my state. Let's move along to what we got going on here in news. And well, first I'm going to mix it up a little bit. I'm going to do the spot prices real quick. And normally I do what the best deals are and other things at the end of the video here, but I'm going to get them out of the way up front here for those guys that just like to see what the best deals are. Won't make them watch all the news. So currently, I'm going to refresh this right now. And what are we looking at? 1827. It's a bull on the coin, and I think we're going to call a bull market myself today as well. I'm cheating a little bit because I already know this morning that it's up, and it was down a little bit though this morning as well. Maybe overnight markets. What do we have? An 1823 low and a high of 1834. I'm not sure when that happened. Again, didn't look at overnight markets last night. I kind of just left them alone. A lot of times I do. I'll look at the markets. I just have to sneak a look in the evening, and first thing in the morning usually I'll take a look. But last night I did not, and this morning I did not. Been a kind of busy week, so there's a reason why I haven't. No less, maybe I shouldn't watch it, because when I don't, it seems to go up. Not really, I'm just joking. 26.19, the low, and again, never popped below that 26 mark like it was for the last few weeks or last month or so. 25.98, 25.80. It's kind of keeping over that $26 mark right now. So 26.19, a high at 26.41. We're sitting right between there now at 26.35 per ounce on silver, and platinum doing well on its own, holding above that 1100 mark. Again, 1127, 1145 range, and we're sitting at 1135. Interestingly enough, I have noticed this has been a pattern for the last almost a week now. I've seen up prices both in gold and silver and platinum, and usually around 9, 10 o'clock in the morning, it seems to be that they kind of hold in between the overnight markets. So let's see what happens today. I think we're going to kind of stay around this level today. I don't see any monkey hammering happening. It probably would have happened before I got up in the morning, or happened last night, but it didn't. So I think market's going to hold steady at this. So what does that mean? I don't know. Should you buy right now? Of course you should buy. If you got extra money, buy. If you can hit these dips, which are unplanned, it's hard to figure the. I can tell you one thing I noticed: the dips typically occur on Mondays or Fridays. So if you're a dip buyer, and again, that's not a guarantee that it's a Monday or Friday. It could happen anytime during the week. However, typically the dips seem to happen on Mondays or Fridays. So if you are a dip buyer and you are watching the market and you want to buy the dips, that's usually the best time. And it usually happens in overnight markets. Keep an eye on the markets in the evening, Thursday evening or Sunday evening, to see what's happening. And that's usually when I've noticed most of the monkey hammering going on, the manipulation. It's in thinly traded markets on Thursday night or Friday morning, or Sunday night or Monday morning. So keep an eye open on those markets if you're looking to buy the dips, because that again is typically when I've seen them happen, and your best chance of dip buying. But remember, it's just that. It's just monkey hammering and dip buying. It's not capitulation by investors in precious metals. Certainly not capitulation by people that own physical. Maybe paper capitulation. That's about it. Let's move out of prices here, and I usually do this in the show, but real quick, I'm a brick and mortar here in Lauderdale by the Sea, so if you don't live in my particular area, unfortunately I can't deal with you because I don't deal through the mail, I don't deal on the phone or the internet. We are a face-to-face brick and mortar, old school, local store. So Best deals out there right now. Don't be paying more than $6 an ounce premium on silver. You know, silver premiums are still pretty high. I genuinely believe that there is a shortage of silver out there, and you know, it has a couple reasons: the mine closures, the closures of people that make the product for the whole year of 2020. Not to mention, there was a shortage prior to 2020, so that's just exasperated the whole situation here. I think we're in a serious above-ground shortage of silver. It's a strategic metal if you really think about it. The last thing governments want to see is the price of silver skyrocketing up. Maybe we're not getting it because the manufacturers are getting it before us. I don't know. I don't know how to explain that. No less, when it comes to silver, try not to pay more than a $6 an ounce premium if you can. Maybe a little bit more than that. So I think maple leafs are the best deal out there as far as silver coins go. You know, made by a state or made by government. Eagles are more pricey. KRs, if you can get them, the silver KRs are probably around that. But I got a feeling that Krugerrands are going to dry up a little bit. You know, there's a lot of issues going on in South Africa right now. I don't know whether the mines are closed or if they ever close during these type of environments, but South Africa is looking like it could become a failed state, unfortunately, and that's pretty sad. No less, I digress. Try not to buy if you can buy silver for that $4 to $5 range, generic silver, any other type of silver that's recognizable by the industry guys. Do it, but again, try to keep that number. Don't pay more than six and a quarter or so for silver unless you have to. And as far as gold goes, the gold supplies, you know, Eagles are becoming more available, even though I think they're still overpriced, gold Eagles. But I think gold Eagles are a better deal than silver Eagles if you had to buy Eagles. Excuse me, let me get a sip of coffee here. My throat's a little dry. I like my coffee black. And warm, hot. Not warm, hot. It's a little warm right now. And maples are absolutely probably half the premium of gold eagles right now. So gold maples are a good deal if you can find them. Still the best deal out there is gold bars. There doesn't seem to be super large premiums on gold right now. I mean, gold eagles are a little bit pricey, but I can understand that. Being the most popular product out there, but they're not the you know, the wholesale ask is now like 55 to 115 bucks on the bid and ask, in that range. You know, whereas it was over 100. The bid not too long ago on gold eagles was well over 100 bucks. The ask was like 150 almost, or 155 at one point, wholesale. So it's come down quite a bit. There is gold product available out there. The gold premiums. You shouldn't be paying any huge gold premiums now. It seems like things are getting kind of back to normal, except for proof gold eagles, which proof gold eagles seem to be overpriced right now, in my opinion. You know, so I would take advantage. If you own proof gold eagles, get rid of them, whether they're in original boxes or not. You can get a good premium for right now, I think, still, and turn that into more gold ounces by converting it into bars or something like that. But the gold proof eagles in boxes, the premiums are like 300 to 450 bucks. I mean, it's insane. I took our proof gold eagles and just get rid of them here. Not to the customers either. I'm not putting customers in proof gold eagles at that price. And my understanding why proof gold eagles and proof silver eagles are so high is because they're going into IRAs or something like that, and IRAs require their certificates, or they be U.S. whatever stupidity is behind that. By the way, I am not a fan of holding physical metals in the IRA. I don't think it's a smart idea. I'm not even a big fan of IRAs anymore. You know, I think I own one from when I was 20 years ago or 25 years ago, but I definitely am not a fan of putting overpriced silver eagles and gold eagles into IRAs. I think it's pretty stupid if you ask me, but that's just my opinion. So proof eagles right now are the only product out there I think is way overpriced, so if you got them, take advantage of it. Sell the premium, buy cheaper gold if you can. That's my opinion. And as far as silver goes, as I said, silver is just really tough to get right now. So, gold premiums. I think if you gold bars are still the best deal out there, no matter what. The next best deal is going to be gold maples. But as I said, when it comes to silver, there are no great deals out there. Some product is coming down a little bit in price. 90% seems to be more reasonable. The spread's between $1 and $2.50, and then that's the wholesale spread, folks. Remember, when I give you wholesale spreads, I'm giving you, I'm not dealer secrets, but I'm telling you what dealers are buying and selling for. You cannot expect to pay that price. You might get lucky and buy it from a local small dealer or a local pawn shop or someone, or online, or friend at those levels, but wholesale is wholesale. you should always expect to pay a little bit more. So what I'm telling you is the wholesale levels. So the ask price is about $250 on 90. That's a great deal, I think. 100-ounce bars have been a great deal for a while and seem to be available. The thing that seems to be the highest premium out there right now would be Morgan dollars, which have crazy premiums. So if you own Morgan dollars, get rid of them. I'm talking about circulated low-grade Morgan dollars, not rare dates. Circulated low-grade Morgans, get rid of them. You get a good premium for them, and probably convert that into more silver by buying a different silver product. BU dollars are like that as well. So where else here? Carson City, for you collectors out there, Carson Cities have been at an all-time high. I think it's a popularity thing. It's going to pass here pretty soon. So in my opinion, I'd be selling Carson City dollars as well, especially the GSAs. But again, that's collectible, and we don't really talk too much about coin collecting on here, even though I am a numismatist and a professional coin dealer. What else out there is a good deal? And Silver Eagles 2021 Type 2 pre-sales. You know, I see the pre-sales out there between 10 and 11 wholesale plus that's overpriced, folks. You just, again, unless you collectible-wise, I can see you buying 2021 Silver Eagles. You know, buy one to put in your collection or put in your book, or buy one each for the kids. Who cares? But if you're buying it for a silver investment, you do not want to be paying these premiums, especially, you know, $10, $11, $12, $13 premiums. And you know, as much as I'd love to tell you to buy the new Type 2 Silver Eagles, they're not worth it right now. Wait till the premiums come down a little bit. They eventually will, unless silver just dries up out there. However, it does seem like a little more silver is coming online, and a lot of the buyers out there have bought in already. So let's see what happens. I'm kind of hoping that Silver Ape deal grows even bigger, and they keep growing, or you know, Wall Street guys. I hope they keep growing and keep buying a 10-ounce bar every week. As far as where you buy from, localism, folks, I'm all about keeping the money local. So as I said, I advertise to beat my local customers come in, and I noticed the young guys would come in with their telephones, and I'd give them a price. This is when I first started noticing that I had to beat the online guys. So I'd give a price, and the young guys, not the older folks so much, but and some of the older folks, but the younger guys would start looking at their phone, and I'm thinking, I just gave this guy a price. Why is he looking at his phone? And then I realized they were checking out I would ask them, who are you looking at? And then they would say, hey, we're checking out this company and that company. So, you know, rather than complain about it or tell, you know, be a grumpy old coin dealer or a grumpy old business owner and say, you can't look at the phone in my store, or hey, they're terrible prices, or they're a terrible company. I just said, you know what? I looked at the big companies out there, Atmex, JM, SD, who I think are reputable, and I said, you know what? As a local dealer, I'm going to beat their prices because I can. You know, my overhead's not as big as theirs. Not only can I beat their prices, but I can also offer better service because I can offer personal service. I can talk to these people personal, one-to-one. My staff does. I can't do that with an online company, or it's very hard to do. And we do it with the guy that comes in and spends $30 just as much as we do with the guy that spends $300,000. So if you're spending $30, we'll treat you like you're spending $300,000, providing you're polite to us. So, and we're polite to you. And let's move into article. I kind of already explained all that, got that out of the way. I hope I didn't lose any of you, so or the folks that like to read the articles. GATA.org, one of the best sites out there as far as the players, who the players are, how they manipulate and all that stuff. These guys do not live in their mother's basements. They are all educated guys that are traders and know how this market is played. So you must have this on your bookmark bar up here. And what are we looking at here? Ronan Manley says, has Macron's call for IMF gold sales been slapped down? Recently, the president of France, the dictator of France, or whatever you want to call him, has come out and said that he thinks that the IMF should sell gold to help support the African nations and help support nations south, and he specifically said the African nations. And as you can tell with South Africa right now, stuff is falling apart down there. A lot has to do with 2020 and the closures. It certainly didn't help poor countries, developing countries, to get closed down for a year. In my opinion, too, the 2020 closures were the crime of the century. But I don't want to go into that right now. And that'll just make me somber feeling anyways. And I'm in a happy mood today. Macron was calling for the IMF to sell gold to help support the African countries. However, remember, France, is not too far from Morocco. So I can see how they'd be concerned with people from Northern Africa getting in boats, kind of like what we got going on with Cuba right now and Haiti. It's perhaps, the president of the United States just recently told Cubans and Haitians, please don't come over in boats. I don't know if you locals remember this, but I remember when the Cubans and the Haitians were floating up on the beaches. It was one of the saddest periods of our time, But again, I digress. Let me move on from here. And I can see why Macron would want to do that, but it's not going to happen. It sounds like they're not going to sell their gold to support third world countries. In fact, they're accumulating gold to save their own asses. Pam and Russ Martin's Fed has blocked no bank merger since 2006. I read that decent article, and it's kind of true. The president just came out and said, he wants to limit the amount of mergers, make the banks stronger, smaller, whatever it is. And again, the Fed has never blocked a bank merger since 2006. So, anyways, do as I say, not as I do. And remember, the governments, presidents don't run the world, bankers do. Don't ever forget that. Goodbye, South Africa. Boy, what a sad story. I have a lot of South African friends. This is just sad in general. What's happening in South Africa. It's just been downhill for years and years and years, unfortunately. And again, let's not go there. We read this yesterday. Not too many new articles, but I highly recommend that you read the new ones that come up when you get a chance in the evening or after you're watching this video. Zero Hedge. In brief, gold above 1820. I read this. This is by Vince. I forget what his name is, but he does good articles on graphs and that kind of thing. However, I'm not a big fan of graphs. To me, graphs are just like it's like it tells you where you've been. And sometimes if you know where you've been, you might get a likely picture of where you're going. However, it really doesn't. Most of the time they're wrong. The graphs are wrong. The graphists are wrong. The guys that do these charts, the chartists, whatever you want to call them, most of the time they're wrong. But, it's easy to go back and say, well, that didn't happen, so this is going to happen. I mean, if it doesn't break below 1800, then buy at 1810. I mean, it's I don't know. Not a big fan of that kind of trading. However, like I said, if you don't know where you've been, you're probably not going to know where you're going. So there is a place for charts and those kind of guys. And it's a war. It's a war zone. South Africa's got big problems out there. Hey, don't forget a lot of platinum. I wouldn't surprise to see platinum prices to go up, but again, I don't know how this affects the mines in South Africa when they start getting these big riots and issues down there. I did read that a couple of the gold mines in South Africa, one of them, I forgot, it's like 2.5 miles deep. It gets more expensive to pull this gold out of the ground. So South Africa at some point may drop out of the game as being one of the larger gold producers in the world. I'm not quite sure what they're still producing, but it costs them more, and they're actually talking about closing down one of their largest mines in the next 5 years. Add this political problem to it, and the shortages of metal out there because of the closures. This could be an issue. Initial claims disappoint, but total number of Americans on the dole drops below 14 million. Read that. The economic picture in the United States is grim. I mean, just face it. They can spin it, color it, do whatever they want as much as they want. The media can spin it, try to make us feel good about it. Government can say the same thing. But the bottom line is, well, what else are they going to do? They can't say, head for the exits. They just create panic and trouble out there. But, they're just jawboning good times and better times ahead. And I just don't see it, folks. Initial claims may disappoint, but number of Americans on the dole drops below 14 million. And the reason a number of Americans on unemployment drops below from 14 million. Don't forget, unemployment only lasts so long. Just because the unemployment rolls drop does not mean that there's more people working. It doesn't mean that at all, so don't mistake in that. That's the illusion. That's the narrative that they paint you. Oh, unemployment roll is down. More people. No, it's not. It doesn't mean more people are working. It means their unemployment ran out. So remember that. Or less people are applying or can apply. So that's where we're at right now. I mean, if you've been unemployed for a couple years now, your unemployment's run out, you can't reapply, really. You haven't had another job. So these people are just dropping off the rolls, and that does not imply more employment. Morgan Stanley slides. Screw Morgan Stanley. Sorry about that. Spain's top court rules that lockdown was unconstitutional. That is very interesting, and I would bet you, if someone challenges the courts in the states and the cities here in the U.S., we're going to find the exact same thing. I haven't seen any challenges yet, but I hope to. Futures slide as yields drops accelerates. Nothing too much in gold and silver here. Wow, that's pretty heavy right there. But man, as I said, markets are manipulated. So many things are manipulated in life, and unfortunately, so appears to be elections. Unfortunately, poor UK. I have friends that live out there. That's just sad. And oh wow, I don't blame it. My French brothers out there, keep doing what you're doing right there. Keep getting out there and saying no. I agree with you 100%. That is just wrong. Requiring people to show a passport in order to walk into a bar or store, that is just absolutely ludicrous, in my opinion. Nothing good out there, folks. But unlike yesterday, I'm not pissy about it. I just realize what it is. What it is. But when I say nothing good, I'm talking about economy and governments. When I narrow my little circle down to my friends and my family, everybody's healthy. Everyone seems to be okay. Everyone's eating. No one's starving. So that's a good thing. So sometimes. Even I get a little depressed. I looked out, not depressed, but I won't say depressed, but I get depressed about the world. Not like start crying and bawling and clinically depressed, but I get down about it a little bit. And but I got to remember, I'm thankful every day. Be thankful for what we have, and that the people that we love around us are still doing okay. Meanwhile, it's hard not to get that frowny face by looking at a lot of this stuff. However, we will do well because we are preparing for economic issues and we're preparing for political issues. I mean, you're smart. I'm smart. You wouldn't be if you weren't smart. You wouldn't be listening to this show. So, all right. I'm giving myself more credit than I need to. National Bank of Poland buying gold for the first time in 2 years. Why do I tell you this? I'm not going to read the article, but why I simply tell you this is central banks, bankers. Remember what I said? Bankers run the world, presidents don't. Bankers run the world. And what are bankers buying? What do bankers accumulate? They don't accumulate cryptos. They don't accumulate their own currencies. They don't accumulate other countries' currency. They do at some point, maybe dollars or something. The Bank of Poland does. But what is it they really covet? It's gold, folks. And National Bank of Poland buying gold for the first time in 2 years. Gold is a tier 1 asset too now. So all that Basel III stuff coming up. So look what the banks are doing. They've increased their gold supplies and their gold holdings. Central banks across the world. Why they have pumped out this fake money to all the people that in their countries. Russian rubles are fiat. The yuan is fiat. The dollar is fiat. The peso is fiat. This is all fiat. And these central bankers globally have pushed out their fiat. And what are they stocking up themselves? Gold. Why is that? And it's just coincidental that it just became a tier 1 asset as well. Another cool article here: FBI warrant to seize gold stolen during Civil War. This blew my mind. I've heard this a couple times. I kind of just discarded it, but you got to read this, folks. This is pretty crazy stuff, and it's for real. This isn't made up conspiracy stuff. Apparently, the FBI got word that there may be some Union gold, huge amount of gold that was stolen during the Civil War, and they believe it was hidden somewhere. So apparently, they've got warrants to go out and dig, and this is for real. And they excavated, and in the evening, locals heard excavation equipment going in the evening. Okay, and they also saw trucks, armored trucks pull in there. Now the feds are making claims that. Oh, excuse me. Let me just turn that off. Sorry about that. The feds are just making claims that that there is. Excuse me, that threw me off a little bit. The feds are making claims that there was no gold there, but what was with the armored trucks in the night and the trucks? Crazy story. It's insinuating that the feds went in there and they took this gold and they haven't told us about it yet. Really crazy story. Here I'm gonna put it to the top. It's worth reading. It's entertaining at the very least. No, at the very least, it tells you who the people that work for you, our government, who they really are. Thieves in the night. FBI requested warrant to seize gold stolen during Civil War, hidden in the Pennsylvania cave, says affidavit. It looks like the FBI requested warrant to steal. Hold on, let's not put seize. FBI requested warrant to steal gold stolen during Civil War. So I guess they stole back their own gold, it sounds like. Cool article. And here, what else we got here? This is out of the U.S., out of South Florida, and I'm bringing this up because I've been involved with not any illicit materials, but I was involved with NTR, who, again, seems to be involved, not directly, and they're not involved directly with this, but it's just funny how these companies are involved with someone else that is doing something that they were accused of earlier and caused big issues. So CEO of South Florida Armored Transport Company charged in multi-million dirty gold mining operation. Dirty gold, for those of you that don't know it, is really just a word for unreported and untaxed gold coming out of Central and South America. There's nothing dirty about it. They like to make they like to say, oh well, the small miners that do this use mercury and all this stuff, and they poison the environment. But that's bullshit. What dirty gold really is, it has nothing to do with gold coming out of a conflict, between wars or drug lords using it, or the miners poisoning with mercury. It has nothing to do with that. Blood gold has everything to do with unreported and untaxed gold leaving countries and entering countries. That's all the government cares about, is they're getting their piece of the pie, making sure they get their piece. And well, anyways, I digress. I was just explaining what dirty gold really is. So multi-million-dollar dirty gold money laundering conspiracy. Apparently, one of the people that owns a company that transports the gold back and forth from the airports and all this stuff, somehow snuck his gold in with paperwork into the NTR metal ore facilities. And for those of you who don't remember, metal ore and NTR had big issues. You can go back and do metal ore NTR dirty gold, and you'll see that actually closed down a place in Ohio, one of the old Ohio Precious Metals, one of the oldest refiners in the country, very respected at one time. But I won't go into that story. Good read as well. You'll find it interesting, and it is a local story for us here in South Florida. Well, let's take a look at yesterday's videos here, and July 14th, screw it again. And I was in a pissy mood yesterday, so I kind of just went with the whole mood. Why not, I got nothing to hide here. Not going to pretend I was real happy. I just was pissy. I was just looking around the world saying, man, it can be so much better than this. Well, let's take a look at some comments from yesterday, and I'll go over a few of them here. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Lots of comments as well. Redeemed Patriot says he only gets notification after live shows are over. Redeemed Patriot, I'm sorry, man. These are not live. It's a live recording, but it is a recording. I'm not able I don't know how to do live videos on YouTube, but eventually I will. We've discussed it, but I run these live. There's no editing. If I make a mistake, it's on. But then we record it and then we upload it. So, unfortunately, no live recordings right now. I'm hoping to get to it. Last Living Old Cowboy says, Florida man. Yeah, the Florida man's a popular guy. People like to read about Florida man. He is an entertaining person, that's for sure. Thanks for watching, Savoy Truffle. I'll never be as grumpy as a grumpy old man at the coin shop downtown. I don't know what it is about coin shops. I hear that grumpy old man. But a lot of people that are coin shop owners are hobbyists and things like that. They'd be happiest just sitting by themselves, paying their bills and looking and talking about coins all day. They don't want to deal with other people. Only teasing. There's a lot of good coin dealers out there. Audra Martinez, Rick says everybody's in on the miners are holding back while working hard digging. When you don't have shit to supply and demand thing, by the way. Also, the Big Ten dealers for the mint bullion are holding back for higher premiums. I'm not sure if that's true, Rick, although I can't say it's not either, but my understanding is a lot of the product that's coming out of, the silver manufacturers, that make 1 ounce rounds, bars, and that kind of thing, is that they're producing the stuff as fast as they can to get out. We were shut down for a year completely. The mints were shut down globally. Mines were shut down pretty much globally. There has to be, and not only that, in silver, there was a shortage of silver before that. So, I'm sure there's got to be this little temporary space where there's not much available. However, I think we're past that pretty soon. I really do. The Hunt brothers on steroids. Yeah, there's some crazy stuff. the Hunt brothers. But a lot of people always assume the Hunt brothers did something wrong. They never did. Let me move on here. Nice to see you commenting, Rick. Thanks a lot. I really appreciate it. Audra Matney says, keep stacking. Great video. I'll keep stacking. You keep stacking, and I'll keep making videos. Thanks, man. Lucas says, Brian, you mentioned that you can't help become negative. Things do affect us. And I read that last night, Luca. I really appreciate that. That's a very nice comment that you made. And I agree with you 100%. Some days you just kind of look around yourself and you say, oh, man, what a shit show. So sorry to say it, but it's true. Sometimes I look around and go, oh, gosh. And I'm not worried about it, really. I'm going to do fine. And again, every day I look around, I'm thankful for what I have. I'm doing okay. My health is good. My family so far, everyone's still here. My parents are getting older, but no one gets out alive. I always have to remember that as well. Gold Eagles for 33. That's a damn good gold. Getting Eagles for 33. That's not a bad price. That's $6 over, $7 over. Getting more fair in my opinion. But still, if you can buy 100-ounce bars for $4 over, 4.5, that's still $1.50 or more that you saved. $150 on 100 ounces. Joy from Seattle says communism is a real bearish. Yeah, exactly. Yes, exactly. And just to keep the AI on YouTube from flagging me, yeah, I agree. Trying to get caught up in digging God's good earth gold in the mountains the last 5 days. That's awesome, man. One day I'd like to go out and try to do a little bit of panning myself, just for fun. Of course I don't want to sleep in a tent. My tent days are over. I want to sleep in a Hilton next to a next to a gold river. Thanks for watching, Eric. Silver up and a go. Agree with you. Michelin. I'm sorry, Michelin. I couldn't read that. I got to blow that up a little bit. And a couple comments there. Appreciate you watching, Michelin. Brad says we're definitely the last days in every sense of the term. I hope not. Really, I hope I can outlive the last days here. I hope you do too as well. Michael Matthews, I think having a whole year off opened a lot of people's eyes. Now the government's trying to sweep stuff back under the rugs. Nothing to see here. Agree with you 100%. Hey, Inspector Jason, nice to see you. Thanks. Local coin stores are they're having a hard time getting products. A lot of local coin stores. I'm fortunate because I've kind of saw the writing on the wall. I built up my inventories. I've got a good program going on here, so I'm able to supply my customers really, really good with product. But not everyone is capitalized. Not all coin shops are capitalized like I am. Not all coin shops are really bullion dealers. A lot of them are really pure coin hobbyists that deal a little bit in bullion. So I get what some of you folks are going through, but still, I want to see you guys keep the money local, even if you have to drive an hour or two to do it. And remember, even if you're buying from AppMax, JMSD, which are great companies, again, I can beat their prices. I had to put that in. Even if you're buying from them, at some point, you're going to have to sell the stuff. You need to develop a relationship. All of you do. Develop a relationship with someone in your state somewhere that you can deal with in precious metals that can give you a fair price. Even if they're 2 or 3 hours away, you're going to have to find someone. Trust me on this. Why not develop that relationship now and hope they're still around when it's time to sell? Jack Rabbit, how come local coin stores are orders? So I just talked about some of them are pricks. I never met a coin shop owner that wasn't a know-it-all condescending jerk. It keeps many people from buying gold and silver. Man, I don't know if that's I don't know, man. I can't say that's necessarily true. I have find that just in general with most small business owners, you know what I mean? Not necessarily coin shops, but you get a certain percentage of small business owners that are just pricks. They have no customer service skills. No less, there are people like myself out there that do, and I'm just really, it sucks you haven't met one yet, Jack the Rabbit, but I know you will. I know you will. Keep looking. Chris Fetter says, which metal do you think will be top performer by year's end? Top performer in percentage-wise, Chris, I'm going to go with silver. I think silver has a better chance of doubling up in the year than gold does. A gold double up is what, 3,600? And I can see 2,500 pretty, I don't think 2,500 is out of reach. But a gold double up right now is what, 3,600? A silver double up right now is only what, less than $50. We've already hit that all-time high twice, and gold's already been in its all-time high how many times? Many times. So I think silver has a better chance of the double up. However, it is a strategic metal, and I think that with these short positions and other things, they're going to try to hold it down as long as they can for a while. But when it does go, it's going to go insane. You mark my words. You'll remember the days when silver was $30, just like I remember the days when silver was $5. D-Man says, oh, hey, I appreciate it. D-Man's always pumping to get more reads and more likes. Thanks, man. I appreciate it. I'd like to see more reads and likes as well, but, I'm happy that you guys are with me. Cloudlier Monk says, if every person in China just bought an ounce of silver, they would consume the entire annual global supply. That might be true. Was there a billion Chinese or something like that? I know there's 7.8 billion people in the world. How many of them are the Chinese? A billion, 2 billion? Yeah, true. And well, everybody uses silver in some way, and it goes in the landfill, so it's a lot rarer than people think. Great video. Thanks for watching, Jan USA Florida. And you're ahead at 15 bucks. Like I said, you will look at silver at 30 bucks like you're looking at silver 15 bucks one day as well. Always learning. Comment for the algorithm. Thank you. Count your blessings, and I do every day, sir. Thanks for watching, Robert. I appreciate it. I've seen your comments before, and hey, thanks, man. Again, I appreciate you watching. And health is everything. So a huge decline in my immediate health. I stay away from the fake news media. Hey, we're kind of like that. Hey, take care of yourself, though, Robert. Eat well and get some exercise as much as you can, too. That's important. Celtic Knot says, illuminated bastards. Yep. Agree. Absolutely can't argue with there. Spells doom for everyone. You rock. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Oh man, there's so many comments here, man. How much more do I got to go? All right. Thanks for telling me I rock. I appreciate it. Wait a minute, doggy. It's cool to see you're posting. Human sacrifice. Dogs and cats living together. Mass hysteria. There you go. That would have been a great title for the show. Bill Murray. What a great movie that was, too. Thanks, man. I agree with you. There's no reality in this market. Thanks for watching, Carol. I really appreciate it. Battleborn. No, I appreciate you commenting again, really. And one of the most underrated channels on YouTube. Oh, God, you're going to make me blush. Thanks for watching, Battleborn. Divine Mercy. Can't argue with that, even though I am agnostic. I might not argue with that comment, too. Celeste says every 250s there's some kind of revolution. Well, I think we're in the decline, as I said yesterday. We are in the decline of the empire. We are not in the the steady increase in the empire. We're in the decline, in my opinion. So sadly, and it doesn't have to be that way. There doesn't have to be a decline like this. Well, that's really about it, folks. This is Brian Kuzma with Commercial Rare Coins and Precious Metals in beautiful Lauderdale by the Sea. Call me anytime at 954-493-8811 between the hours of 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. Mondays through Fridays. Happy to help you with whatever you need and whatever products that you're interested in. Well, that's really about it. You have yourself a great day. Talk to you tomorrow, and let's see what happens. Thanks now. Bye.